I'm Suzanne Moore, County Librarian, and today...
Hi, I'm Amber. I'm the Youth Services Manager here.
Yes, Amber's joining me to talk about books and what good things you can read and have conversation over this month. And we're going to kind of take it in a chronological way, but chime in, and we talk about my books, and I'll talk about your books, and listen to everybody. There's so many good books to read and know about. But the first thing to let everyone know is this Friday, we are going to be closed. Saturday. We are closed for Apple Fest, but Friday night we will be open for a community event with some folks from the downtown area are coming up with home cooked meals to help feed our first responders or anyone out there that's having trouble because of the hellacious Helena hurricane that whipped through our area here. Luckily, we didn't have as much damage as other counties in our region, but we are helping out with meals. So stop by and visit, and that's from 5 to 7, Friday after hours, of course. Come to the lower lot. The top streets are closing down on Friday at 5 to get ready for the festival, so we'll still be here a little late that night. I'll be here a little late, and working with some of the folks from the Business Association to feed those in need. But Apple Festival, we're closed, and because we're closed, we're not keeping it real in the library this Saturday. And if you're not aware, you know what keeping it real is, right?
Oh yeah, that's your book club that ties in with the movies, right?
Right, right. We have a book club, and it usually meets every first Saturday, but this month we won't be meeting here. We will wait and postpone that event to go to our Trap Hill Library. Reading Trap is for Trap Hill, okay? So, so what we normally do is we watch a movie here, and then we go there the following Thursday to have a conversation about the book and the movie. Instead, we're going to have our conversation and watch a little blurb of a YouTube movie episode that relates to the book that we're reading. We're reading a book by P.G. Wodehouse, and this is not the book. I just discovered this author. It's his birthday in October, so in celebrating his birthday, we're reading his book, Thank You, Jeeves. It's sort of a British comedy. And do you know about Jeeves and Wooster?
I do not.
Well, they are British valet, and Jeeves works for Wooster, and Wooster is always having comedy kind of things happen to him with women. Okay, so anyway, Jeeves is going to help him out, and that's why it's called Thank You, Jeeves. He is narrowly escaping a forced marriage, a cottage fire, and a great butter theft.
Oh, that is definitely a comedy of errors.
Right. So they're a celebrated literary odd couple is what they are. And anyway, they're happy to return to the way things are after they get through it all. I've been listening to it on audio, and I don't have a print version of that book, but I did discover all sorts of other funny books by the same author and the same set, Jeeves and Wooster. So what we'll be doing, there's not a movie, well there is one, but I found out that it was so old and didn't really relate to the story, and I said we want something more relatable to the story. So I did a little digging, and there is a BBC series on YouTube from a few years back, right? Decades back, right, really. And we're going to look at season 1, episode 1.
What's the YouTube or the BBC series called?
It's called Jeeves and Wooster.
Okay, so it is that. Okay.
Yeah, and Jeeves takes charge in episode 1 of the first season. So if you like that, you know, you might get addicted to this show, and you can go watch it on YouTube. So what we're looking at there is we're going to look at the YouTube video of the series. Bertie Wooster's Aunt Agatha orders him to marry Honora Glossop. Ooh. And Agatha believes that she will reform him. Bertie is not enamored with the idea. He finds that his friend Bingo Little is infatuated with her, but his scheme to get them together fails. And this, his new valet, who is very capable, Jeeves, Jeeves steps in to convince Sir Roderick and Lady Glossop that their potential son-in-law is unfit to marry their daughter.
These names.
I know, right? So that was like, well, that episode kind of reminded me of Thank You, Jeeves. Mm-hmm. Because in Thank You, Jeeves, he's trying to escape a forced marriage.
Right.
And then there's a cottage fire. So I think they're kind of like relating that story. But from what I've been reading and looking at all the other little stories between these two, there's always women trouble.
Oh, yeah.
It's maybe, you know, like a forced marriage or, you know, whatever. So if you've read any Wodehouse, come out and join the conversation. If not, come out and visit with us. Thursday, that'll be what day is the second Thursday of the month at the Branch Library, October the 10th. The Reading Trap always meets at noon. We have a little tea time there. We have a little food to go along.
I was going to ask, you usually have food to go along with
right.
it.
We're having our British scones and tea time and whatever we want to eat. People bring things, but you don't have to bring things. Bring your appetite.
Because you said there was a great butter theft in the story.
Good
you could
idea.
bring butter.
You never know what we're going to end up eating or reading, or whatever we eat kind of relates to what we're reading. And we have some good cooks, and we like to share recipes. It's kind of like a Reading Trap potluck get together.
Oh, that's so fun.
So we're going to have a little YouTube video to watch. We're going to talk about P.G. Wodehouse. We're going to be having some good food at noon, October the 10th. At the Branch Library out in Trap Hill. So come out and visit us at the Reading Trap. Now when we get back to November, we'll be back to having Keeping It Real here in the building. We'll give you that details later. But here's something interesting when I was reading about Jeeves, and it was just, I wasn't even thinking about this.
But, I love that.
Right. Ask Jeeves. They actually made a search engine about this butler. This valet guy.
Now, I was the odd child who would sit online once we got internet, and I would type stuff into this search engine, and it would return the most weird answers, and this book is all about that.
That's right. I know. It just fell into my hands. It was at a thrift store, and I was like, ooh, I didn't realize that this humor reference book is the same person in P.G. Wodehouse's episodes about Jeeves and Wooster.
And I would think that that's the reason why so many people now, as soon as you would say Jeeves, would instantly know it's a butler because of this search engine.
Yeah. And you know what you were telling me just now? It made me think of something crazy, because you would like type in questions for Jeeves.
Mm-hmm.
Now we just get on the phone and, hey Siri, and we ask the questions. So this is kind of the thing. But
I would much rather ask Jeeves.
I know, right? And I'm looking on the back here, and weird questions like here, why don't spiders stick to their webs?
Ooh.
Or
I answer that.
what exactly is that new car smell? I mean, these are some weird stuff in here. So we are going to be talking about all kinds of fun things at the Reading Trap related to this. And before I release you on the next go around, I just want to put this out there to say November is next month. But since we're gonna, it is next month. But since we're gonna be preparing ourselves for November, because we always like to know what's going to be the next read, so we can read it now and have it ready. The next read is The Case of Sergeant Griska. This book, I haven't read it yet, but the blurb is really enticing me and getting my interest going. He is trying to evade arrest, so he wears a uniform of a dead German soldier that he finds this German soldier in the snow. He takes the uniform and puts it on, but the dead German soldier was a deserter. Oh no. So now he's recaptured and he is sentenced to be shot.
My goodness.
How's he gonna get out of that situation? I don't know. I want to find out.
So this is this World War I, World War II?
I believe it's in the first, it is the First World War. He escapes from a German prison camp, gets on this uniform to think he's on the other side, the German side, but that was not the right uniform to be wearing because now he's a deserter.
What a trap to fall into.
So we're going to find out more about this novel in November, but just to let you know about it now so you can get ready to look for it. And usually what we do at the Reading Trap, when we talk about the book for October, we have copies available for the book to check out and read ahead for November. So I'm just kind of getting you prepared there. Now, we like to go in a chronological way, so let's switch gears real quick and promote Parents Night Out. And Amber, she's been working with our teens and trying to build some programs with them. So this is about how to talk to your teens. Teens are invited to come to Parents Night Out with their parents, of course. Grandparents are also invited.
Of course.
And what are we talking about is there's a campaign called Talk, They Hear You, how to talk to your teens about substance misuse and alcohol addiction. Serious times, you know, with a lot of peer pressure growing up, you can fall into some trap.
Oh, definitely.
That's not a reading trap. It's a worse trap to get into. We don't want anybody into that trap, and we want to find ways to help people too. So join us at 6 o'clock on Tuesday, October the 8th. It will be a little later in the evening because we want to feed you. If you come, we're going to have pizza.
Gotcha.
Yeah, teens love pizza, right?
Oh, of course. Everybody loves pizza.
So we're going to have pizza. The health department will be here to put on this presentation. We'll have some conversation in regards to how to speak to your young ones, your teens, and anyone that needs to know more about that. It doesn't necessarily that you are a parent or a grandparent, but we're kind of targeting that audience, and we want to invite the youth and anyone else as well.
It's so important to know how to talk to them. I mean, this is growing. This is a huge problem in America, especially. So come out, learn how to talk to your teens about it.
Yeah, it's important. All right. We're going to go through some things. What do you want to take a break and talk about a couple things you've got in your stack?
Oh, we totally can. I've got some really fun things in my stack. So, of course, we've got Halloween coming up, and I thought that I would call out some books that you can potentially read for Halloween that aren't so scary. Creepy Carrots is a whole series. And it's not only about carrots, there's creepy crayon, there's creepy underwear. It's very, very silly. And this one is all about a rabbit who really loves to eat free carrots from fields near his house. And one day the carrots decide to take revenge and follow him home. So this one is a lot of fun. It's easy to read with kids, and it's got a very funny ending. So if you've got somebody who maybe gets scared really easy, this is a great book for that. Another one that is a classic for Halloween, and for any time of the year really, is a Dark Dark Tale, and this is a Ruth Brown book. Now, Dark Dark Tale doesn't have a huge amount of words in it, so it's perfect for kids who are just learning how to read. You can look through the pictures and notice like mice and cats in every picture and just play hide and seek. Wow. And I'm not going to show you the ending because the ending is a twist ending. It's very, very cute though.
I like that. I want to look at that.
Oh, it's so much fun. I used to do this one for story time a lot, and this one will actually be a story time book. So we will have it available to check out. I'll have my own copy, I promise. So you might also have noticed that this book is being made into a movie right now. The Wild Robot is coming out. It looks adorable, and I can assure you the book is adorable as well. It's all about a robot who is shipwrecked and has to learn how to live in the wild and how to deal with a little baby goose that she finds along the way. So it's very, very cute.
Interesting.
And if you're going to see the movie, then make sure you read the book, because as you know, the book is not always like the movie, and sometimes the book is better.
That's why we say keep it real. Keeping it real is not necessarily the movie real, but in the real world, right?
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Now, I've got a couple of them that tie into programs. Do we want to do this?
Well, let's start off with the first thing, which is our pumpkin painting contest.
Of course. So, we're going on a pumpkin hunt is a twist on your classic, we're going on a bear hunt. I had it stuck in my head this morning, and everybody was having to listen to me hum it. So, if you like it as much as I do, then we're going on a pumpkin hunt. It's a Halloween twist on that. And of course, we are bringing back our tradition program. We're doing our pumpkin decorating contest this month. So get you a pumpkin, decorate it, do not carve it, please do not puncture it because we don't want them rotting on us and on you. Just decorate it with paint. You can glue things to it. Then bring it to us and we put it out for people to vote on, and the winners get prizes.
It's so exciting to see all the pretty pumpkins. And by the way, if you check out our downstairs display case, our Cirque intern manager there, Amanda's
got great ones in there.
She has a pumpkin farm, and she brings in some really cute pumpkins. And I saw one that looked like a caterpillar.
You should stop by and see the Very Hungry Caterpillar one.
Yeah, they're so cute.
Fantastic.
Well, by that note, let me just say this. That hurricane came through and we were not able to do outreach at the market, the pumpkin market, this past Saturday. But we have these pumpkins ready to be on display at Spooktacular. And we also have these really cool library tote bags. So if you come by and check out some books, you have something to put them in. These are sponsored by a couple of businesses in the community. Wilkesboro has a tattoo parlor, Mama Tried, named after one of my favorite Merle Haggard tunes, I'm sure. And then Glenn's Restaurant is also on our Totes to Go bag. We've got various different restaurants. This is just the one or different sponsors. This is the one I grabbed.
And it's such good quality. And you know that when you come to the library, you can never check out just one book. So, of course, you need something to carry them in.
Right. And I want to say something about these businesses that are located in Wilkesboro. Our library is in North Wilkesboro, but you know what we have in Wilkesboro?
Oh, yeah. We have our lockers in Wilkesboro.
We have an outpost over there, so to say. It's not physically manned, but it is a place where books can be delivered for you to pick them up. If you're not able to visit us during our normal working hours, you can put your books on hold and you can go over there to the locker location to pick them up when it's convenient, and you can receive a tote bag to put those books in. And this is great for trick-or-treating.
It's perfect, yeah.
For Halloween, we have this little perky thing to share. So looking ahead, Halloween is spectacular. It's going to be fun. We'll be out here on 10th Street with our library tent and all the painted pumpkins on display, so you can vote for your favorite.
Oh, definitely. Come by, vote for your favorite pumpkin. It's my first year with the pumpkin decorating, so I'm looking forward to seeing some of them. I've heard that we've had some fantastic ones in the past.
It is so exciting, and people are looking forward to that every year. Spectacular. Not only the pumpkin thing, we'll have some games on the street, and some stickers and tattoos and candy and things to share for the fun of Halloween.
Something for everybody. So if you don't eat candy, then we'll have other stuff too.
Definitely. Now I'm going to pick it up and then we'll come back to your last program there. Mara Lynn is our adult service librarian. She's
I love Mara.
The counterpart to the youth service librarian, and she has a monthly book club here in the building, which is called Talking Service Book Club. They read from an anthology. They don't read this entire book every month, but they're little short stories within the book that they read and have conversation on. And Talking Service is targeted to veterans, but you don't have to be a veteran to come. Anyone interested in learning, understanding, and about war topics or service topics or things of that sort, you're invited to come out. So as they meet monthly, they pick what they're going to read on the next month.
Right.
This is chosen by our veterans that attend, and they're going to be reading A Journey Taken with My Son by Myrna Ben. And I'm thinking to myself, I should read this too, because my son was named Charles, and this is about, my son's name is Charles, and this is about a son who was in the Army during the same time frame when my son was actually serving in Afghanistan. And this is about a son who survived an ambush in Iraq. And he was ambushed in 2004, but he still remained into the Army through 2008. And I'm like, that is the same time span when my son, Charles, was serving in the military.
Oh gosh.
And so A Journey Taken with My Son, I think I should read that.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely. I've read some of these stories This is not one that I've read yet, but I'm looking forward to the conversation on that as well.
And if you want to join in, Maryland usually gets a great turnout, and there's coffee, there's drinks, there's usually something small to eat too. So.
Yeah, this is a great time for the veterans to get together, and what they do is when they read these little excerpts, it ends up being a conversation about how they can reflect on their own time.
Right.
Not necessarily all about the story, but anyone is invited to come, and there's no pressure to be sharing anything that's traumatic, but sometimes it helps to have folks that understand where you've been and what you've done, and serving our country. I want to thank you all for all your sacrifices.
Yes, thank you for your service.
All right, I'm going to follow that up with something a little lighthearted.
We are having our Harry Potter month in the children's section in October. I know that we have had Harry Potter Day in previous years. Well, this year we are going to stretch it out to a month-long celebration. We are having we've got our entire department. We're going to have it decorated. I just now put up Aragog's layer today. The web is up. We've got the platform 9 3/4 bricks and sign up. We're going to be adding a bunch of other stuff though, so make sure you stick your head into the children's area just to check out the decoration. But we are also having a few different days where we have some really cool programs on. The second Saturday in the month, we are having Welcome to Hogwarts, and that's a day of classes for people to join us to make like different crafts with different professors. And I promise the professors will be there. It's not going to be the professors from the movies, but the professors will be there, mostly because I love to like dress up and do stuff like that. So we are having things like Troll Bogey Slime with Professor Quirrell. We're having potions with Professor Snape. We'll be making like sensory potion bottles. It's going to be an entire day of these classes, y'all. You do have to register for each class, so make sure if you see a couple of them on there that you want to participate in, that you register for each one that you want to participate in.
What day is it going to be?
It is the second Saturday in the month, and what day is that?
Okay, I'll tell you what it is. Second Friday with Talking Service is October 10th, so you'll be doing it on October 11th?
October 11th. Is that the second Saturday? I think if that's the
Ooh,
second Saturday,
can you
then
believe
yes.
we're in October
No, I can't.
already? It's just like, whew.
It was just September at the very beginning of the month, and now it's October all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But the Saturday following that, we are having our Harry Potter costume contest, and that is for all ages. The class day is only for 5 to 18-year-olds, so that we can introduce children to the magic of Harry Potter if they don't know it yet, and for like older kids to come in and show off their knowledge. But speaking of showing off your knowledge, not only is the next Saturday our Harry Potter costume contest where you can win prizes, we'll have different age groups to participate in. We will also be having our Harry Potter trivia competition after the costume competition. So if you think that you are the grandmaster of Harry Potter knowledge, then come on by and participate. You don't have to register your group. We do ask that you have 4 or fewer in your group, and that's just for the prize statistics, so that we don't have to worry about not having enough prizes for the winning group. But if you want to bone up on your Harry Potter knowledge, of course, we've got all of the books here at the library. You can come by and check them out.
And they're not just print, also audio?
Also audiobooks. So come on by. We've got all of these up here in the young adult section, which might be seeing.
Don't we have some DVDs as well?
We do, of course, the DVDs. If you want to watch the movies, I'm going to be pulling a few things from the movies as well. So make sure you have a well-rounded knowledge base if you're going to compete in the trivia competition. Oh, I forgot to mention when we were talking about just Halloween in general. On October 31st, which is a Thursday this year, I believe, we are going to have trick or treat at the library for the kids. So if you want to get as much mileage out of that Halloween costume as possible, come to the library anytime during that day. We open at 9, we close at 7. Come by anytime that day in your costume, and we'll give the kids candy or another prize or treat.
October's so fun.
Oh yeah.
We get to have scary things, and we get to have funny things, and all kinds of good things to eat, and pumpkin spice. Yeah, we're we're living it up here.
See, I'm a caramel apple girl myself.
Okay. Well, one last book club to mention. And this is Marlin again. She does the talking service for the veterans, but she has a regular library book club that meets monthly. We have lots of these books available to come pick one up. This one's by Angie Kim. The name of the story is Happiness Falls. And have you read this before?
I have not read that.
Well, Angie Kim is an Asian writer, and this book is her second book. In her first book, I hadn't read, but I heard how she got some recognition for it. Now my mind's gone blank.
I think it's Miracle Creek.
Yeah, you're right. It's right there. But this story is when a father goes missing. His family's desperate search leads them to question everything they know about him and one another.
Ooh.
And here's a little excerpt from the book. I just typed up a little quote. "We didn't call the police right away." Those are the first words of this extraordinary novel about a biracial Korean-American family in Virginia whose lives are upended when their beloved father and husband goes missing. Mia, the introvert, hyper-analytical 20-year-old daughter, has an explanation for everything, which is why she is initially concerned when her father and her younger brother, Eugene, don't return home from a walk at a nearby park. So they have lost their phone. Maybe they stopped for an errand somewhere. But by the time Mia's brother runs through the front door, bloody and alone, it becomes clear that the father in this tight-knit family is missing. The only witness is Eugene, but he has a rare genetic condition called Angelman syndrome. Have you ever heard of that?
I haven't. What is that?
I never heard of it either. This is a syndrome where you cannot speak.
Oh.
I wonder if he gets over that. You know, is that something temporary?
I don't know.
It's not like a. We're learning about things like that with this book. I mean, it's going to be a page turner. And Happiness Falls doesn't sound like a happy story, but I think it's a place where the story occurs.
It's relatively close by. It takes place in Virginia.
Yes, so yeah, this was a Good Morning America book club choice. So this will be a really great one to read and join in if you like to talk about books or hear what other people think about the story.
She always picks good ones.
Mm-hmm. So I wanted to share that, and like I said, we got all these great books out here. And if you're
So
wanting to
many good things, y'all.
pick one up, join in, and find one that maybe we didn't tell you about, because there's so many good books to read. Not enough time, but we want to read and talk about them all. And you definitely can grab your tote bag to put them in.
There we go.
So join us.